Bud, last week, a lot of talk, premature talk, I believe, about Stefanski being Coach of the Year. They forgot to look at who else they played along on the way there. But did you get a sense that he's learned anything? In a loss, you usually learn more than you do in a win. Have you sensed that he learned something yesterday?
Well, I gave him credit. I don't know about yesterday yet, Les. I think we need to see what they do when they come out against Cincinnati, a team that doesn't have the record, doesn't have the reputation that Pittsburgh has. Let's see how they put this behind them and come out, because I think that's usually a reflection on how the head coach has steered things during the week. But I think it's a positive that they got it handed to him on that first week against Baltimore, and they didn't let it become something where that spiraled, where they all started questioning the direction of the organization and all that stuff. So I give him credit already. Up until yesterday, I don't think he gave us reason to question why he held on to play calling duties along with being head coach. Yesterday wasn't his finest day in that regard, but I think he's also blaming himself for things that might not be all his fault, but he's trying to protect his players right now.
Right. I think most coaches or quarterbacks or leaders of teams, they understand what one loss is, but they don't want the one loss to turn into two or maybe three. And I'm just wondering if that's a possibility here with Stefanski. If he doesn't get the ship straight here, does that, as you suggest, does that mean some of the guys will be jumping ship?
Well, I think what he has to in his favor that other guys haven't had for a long time here is, what was the stat we were talking about yesterday, Les, that they hadn't been 500 in any season since whenever, or above 500 in any season.
07.
Yeah, since 07. So all of those coaches that got off to those slow starts, the ones that were new and had no track record with players, I think were immediately behind behind the eight ball a little bit in proving that they were the right guy for the job. I think Stefanski's had such a good start that he's already got that kind of capital with his team, that they understand that he's a pretty good coach right now and that the staff has got it together, especially with all the challenges that they had to overcome in the summer.
But we should put a stop on Coach of the Year talk at this moment.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, like I said, I still think, and I don't know if you agree with me, Les, I still think that this is a team that's going to battle for a playoff spot. And you can say, well, that's because the record's not, or the schedule's not great and there's an extra spot. Okay, but all those things are, they're not important. What's important is getting into the playoffs, establishing yourself as a playoff team, and then you come back the next year if you happen to fizzle in the playoffs and you have something to build on. Yeah. I mean, when has this team ever last had something to build on? I mean, even Romeo's year with 10-6, they didn't have the benefit of getting into the playoffs that year.